What's up, viewers, subscribers, and agents alike? It's your boy Enlightened Luciferian Prince coming at y'all once again. Um, I like to thank my subscribers, everybody who's particularly been involved over the years, who's been here supporting the real ones, not the sideliners. You know what I'm saying? The people who've been coming along, just the agents, I should say, more or less. And welcome to all the newcomers who have actually come to my channel. As you can see, I'm pretty well-rounded type of individual. I laugh, I joke. Sometimes I get very serious. And in regards to it, it is what it is because you can't take the social media stuff too serious. It'll drown you. But before I proceed, I think someone left a comment, named side, asking me to debunk someone else's or some other individual's channels. I digress. The reason why is because I like to keep my atmosphere conflict free. If I ever said anything about anybody in particular on my channel, it was always in a joking sense, never in a literal one. Never. It was always a joke. If you can't take a joke, then hey, your life sucks. But that was the truth. But I just can't sit here and try to pinpoint everything that goes wrong with the person because that's an attack on somebody. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just not that kind of guy. So if you feel particularly that this person or these entities or whatever the case may be are doing a disservice, you start your own channel. Fine with me. I mean, fine with the world. But I'm not going to do it because I don't like conflict. You know, I just don't think that I think conflict is necessary in life, but I just don't think unnecessary conflict is necessary. So that's where I digress at. So without further ado, I'm not going to do it. So if you're watching this video around children, please remove them from your immediate vicinity because like I said, my videos are not for children. And yes, I do have a penchant to use very strong language. Okay. Now that we're waiting for the kids to get out the way, the title of this video is going to be called Capitis Diminutio Maxima. And this is basically going into the legal definitive idea of what I was saying about taxation. Now, or capitalization, which is you have capitalism, you know what I'm saying, and then you have goods and services. So the reason why I try to explain to people about taxation, let's get one thing clear. I oppose it for one reason. It's my private property. Notice what I said. It's my private property. That's why I oppose it. It's my private property. That's why I said it. I didn't talk about the whole world and what everybody else has going on. I don't care. That's their battle. But I oppose it because it's my private property. Now, if you understand the actual logistics of what we call particular government or popular government, so to speak, you have to realize that this was instituted to protect you from them taking something from you. Now, capitalism. People always get the term misconstrued. But capitalism means basically somebody else making an advantageous gain off of something that doesn't belong to them. You know? Now people are like, well, no, that means this and this means that. You know, these finance students and people in business majors and so forth. I understand. It's all great. You can legally define it, chop it down, screw it how you want. It's just basically somebody else exploiting somebody else for their personal gain, period. In layman's terms. Like, don't bullshit me. I can take you all the way down, up and through there. But going back to the status of particular taxpayer status, 14th Amendment de facto corporate amendment citizens subject to all the rules, regulations, statutes, procedures, etc. of the corporation in which you were born. Now, a lot of people always ask me about this authentication of birth certificate process. Let me tell you something. That's all good and dandy. It's fine. Only thing authentication means is just basically it just verifies that it's a valid copy from the entity in which you got it from. That doesn't mean you own it. You never owned it. You didn't create it. Did you create it? No. So why would it be your general concern to worry about a documentation that you don't own. What you need to be worried about is securing the documentation that you don't own in order for you to be able to secure the proceeds in which that trust actually proceeds with its labor equity in the commercial market. But we'll get there later. The object of the birth certificate was to bring you unto this status. Without further ado, the definition of the title of this video, Capitis Diminutio Maxima. This is from Black's Law Dictionary, 2nd edition. You're welcome for all the people whom I actually extended it to, because you won't find this definition in later. You won't find this in later editions. If you do, it's going to be chopped down. In simplicity, the highest or most comprehensive. Notice what it said. The highest or most comprehensive loss of status. This occurred when a man's condition was changed from one of freedom to one of bondage, when he became a slave. Capitis Diminutio or Capitis Diminutio, diminished capacity, is a term used in Roman law, which is called canon law, referring to the extinguishing, either in whole or in part, of a person's former status and legal capacity. There were 3 changes of state or condition, attended with different consequences: maxima, media, and minima. Capitis Diminutio. This is deep. Maxima. It means in the maximum capacity for the individual in which it is totally extinguished. Media, partial. The person in particular is partially given or granted certain liberties. And minima, which means that majority of the actual capacity still stands, but the person is still considered particularly a legal fiction, which means capita diminutio. So, people, you must understand the operation of canon law behind this, because you have to understand that all laws prescribe from what we call the Holy See, and the jurisdiction of the Vatican is the air. So when we speak words into existence, that is basically the utterance of law. So we have to be careful what we say. That's why they say, watch what you say. Why you think in the practice of law it says you have the right to remain silent? Because you have to give an utterance to the air. The air bears witness to your words, so shut the fuck up. But anyway, that's another story for another day. But at the same token, you have to take it into consideration that your birth certificate has totally capitalized off of you basically becoming from your former state, which was your natural state, from your mother's womb into the corporate, what we call Dismuntion de la Capacidad Jurisdicia. In other words, you came into a jurisdiction and you were just a baby. Your parents didn't know no better, unfortunately. It's not their fault. You know what I'm saying? It's not their fault. I mean, they didn't know no better. But now we know better. And we understand that these legal definitions work for a particular purpose that doesn't work for us. And the sad part is that when you even tell this stuff to people, you know, they find it very hard to believe because they're so stuck in the whole matrix system and believing that they have to do something. Let me tell you something. You don't have to do shit. Okay? Let's get it straight. You don't have to do nothing. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. You do it because you want to. You do it because you feel as if you're obliged to. You don't have to do anything. You do what you fuck you want to do. As long as you don't harm nobody else or nobody else's property. Simple. In less than 10 minutes. I don't know why people make these long drawn out videos where they gotta feel like they gotta lecturize people and try to beat it into their head. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. That stuff right there is just, you basically turn into a corporation to be used as a product until the day you die. Period. All along the way, somebody else is gaining off you and you're losing every day. While you're sitting here thinking it's Saturn Day, I said it right. It's bankers that's still out here doing their work on your ass. Yeah. To all you unsecured party creditors. Right. They're going to work on y'all and you don't even have a clue. You have no idea. These people are making good money off of you. Because if it said you're reduced to the level of slavery, slaves are property. If I ain't mistaken. And we ain't talking about chattel slavery, like quote unquote in the antebellum, you know what I'm saying, South. No. We're talking about modern day slavery, economic slavery. We're talking about that form of slavery. Yeah. That form. No one ever wants to talk about that form. See, that's more complex. See, it's easy to go back in history and talk about chattel slavery. That's very easy. Let's talk about economic slavery, though. Let's talk about the bigger components of the larger gears of the economic wheel that you know nothing about. But now you know. But some people, I feel like I will feel like it would be better off if you didn't know. It'd be better off if you didn't know. You know? Because as long as they can keep on playing these games, because this is a very ancient system. This is nothing new. UCC is nothing new. It's just it came into format into a more comprehensive modern day approach, but it's universal law. That's one of the reasons why they don't want you to file these motherfucking forms in the first fucking place. And all you disinformation agents out there that are telling people how to fill this shit out the wrong way, to hell with you. Straight up. Straight. They know how, the system knows how much power these motherfucking forms have. Now people are like, oh, it's just a piece of paper. Well, it's a piece of paper. Obviously, you got to put something on it. But you ain't got no problem spending fiat. That's a piece of paper. Well, actually, percentages of paper, but linen majority. But you get what I'm saying. You ain't got no problem with that. When they come down to put some shit on some motherfucking paperwork, though, put it down correctly, now you got a problem with it. Now it ain't nothing but paperwork. Sit your ass down on the bench. Now I understand why people get drafted to the NBA and don't never play a fucking season. Sickening. And it's the truth. Before you do something, you must understand why you're doing it. You must understand that you're being used as a particular economic fucking puppet. From the day you were born to hopefully not to the day you die. If you get this, then it's not going to be for you. But that's the way it was planned out for you. While you sit back and watch other people say, why are they so rich? They're rich because you're fucking ignorant. They're rich because they get rich off of you not knowing what you need to know. That's why they get rich. And what we call rich is not rich. It's exploitation. That's what it is. In order for somebody to gain the most, someone has to lose something. Yes. It's called the laws of absolute. It's a fact. Everybody talking about, oh, these people got all this money, because you're not looking at the right concept of what money is. There's no such thing as money. Those are negotiable instruments. Look up the legal definition of money. Thank me later. Because I can't keep giving all the answers away. You got to do some research yourself. Look up the legal definition of money. Look it up. And look up negotiable instrument. That's what your birth certificate was. And that's how the fiat was produced. By it being negotiated on financial terms. And I say no more. And that's in less than 15 minutes. But, like I said before, people, comment section, email me, whatever. It is what it is. Serious inquiries only. Other than that, I have nothing else to say. Just stay tuned for the next upload. This is my first one for the day. I plan on doing another one sometime later on. Probably do about 3 today. Probably squeezing like 3. I've been kind of going hard lately. You know, YouTube with the algorithm, they be trying to squeeze you. You know what I'm saying? They be, you know what I'm saying? Horrible. Sad reflection of society we live in. But it's fine. But to those who's going to be for, it's going to be for. And to those who ain't, it is what it is. So be. You know? agents with the thumb. You know, I'm not gonna keep stopping. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep going as long as I can. Keep going, keep going. So y'all take care. Peace, light, love. Stay tuned for the next upload. Hope you took heed to what I was just saying in my videos. If you didn't, woe to you. It's gonna be some hard years ahead. All right, take care.